Okay. Hi everyone. Good morning. This is Asmita. I will be the course instructor. So before we start, let us wait for some more time, maybe 2 more minutes. We'll start sharp at 10, 9, 10. Let's wait for others to join. We'll start in 2, 3 minutes. Okay, so we'll start the session. Let me first introduce myself. So I will be the course instructor. I have around 8 year plus experience into big data and data science. I am currently working as a senior data scientist in one of the leading MNC, US MNC. Prior to this, I was working with other companies, starting from investment banks like Goldman Sachs to other companies, TCS and other companies. And I also completed my master's from Triple IT in computer science. My major was machine learning. Yeah, so this is my educational background and my professional background experience. But coming to teaching, I'm into this for last 4 years. I almost train more than 35 plus batches. So let us first discuss what we're going to see in this today's session. So what I have planned is this is for advanced data science course introduction. But before that, as most of you are new and most of you are not sure what is, you must have many common doubts like what is artificial intelligence, what is data science, right? Who is a data scientist? What are the skills required to become a data scientist? Difference between data scientist, data engineer, data analyst, right? So all of the things I have explained very clearly, taking 1 hour. I think last Sunday, the video you will find available in YouTube. Durga Sab can share you the link. But today's session, mostly at high level, quickly I will take you through this concept, like take you through this points, and then once this is completed, then we will discuss the course content. That's the main goal. I'll discuss about the course content, and then we will discuss if you have any doubts. We will be discussing your doubts. Right. So let's start with artificial intelligence. So you are joining this workshop. Definitely, you have searched something from internet, right? So the goal of your joining may be to understand some of the keywords that you have heard many times before you join this workshop, like artificial intelligence, data science, and all. Or the goal maybe you already attended or you already completed data science. You have a fair knowledge in Python, or you are a Python developer or any other programmer, and you want to come to data science domain, right? It can be any one of this possibility. So we will discuss all of this quickly and then we'll go to the course content. First thing that we will discuss is what is artificial intelligence. Basically, artificial intelligence is nothing but a superset, and within artificial intelligence, all other things are coming. Like let's say machine learning is one branch of artificial intelligence, deep learning is one branch of artificial intelligence, information retrieval, natural language processing, soft computing. I know all of these words are also new to you like artificial intelligence, but what I mean to say is it's a basically it's a superset of everything. If you combine all of these things, data science, then your natural text mining, data science, deep learning, machine learning, information retrieval, everything, graph analytics, everything, if you combine together, the broad term we can give to all of this thing is artificial intelligence. Everything is falling under that, like computer vision, everything is falling under artificial intelligence, right? Starting if I have to tell you in terms of applications, if these keywords are jargons for you, let's say in terms of application, if I have to explain what is artificial intelligence, everything nowadays, whatever you're looking in day to day life, everything is a part of or application of AI, right? Let's say your Google Nest, right? Google Home or Alexa is a part of computer vision speech recognition. That is a part of AI. Go to Amazon, you will find recommendation. That is a part of ML. So again, a part of AI, right? Go to AirAsia or any Make My Trip, you will find chatbots, solving your queries. That is application of NLP, again a part of AI. So you go anywhere, you go to your open your web browser, Google, the search engine is information retrieval part of AI. You search any name, let's say any document, right? Let's say Narendra Modi, you want to search about him, so you will find so many documents. So that is graph analytics, page ranking. So day to day life, whatever applications we are looking around us, everything is built using any one of this technique or combination of more than one technique. In total, everything we call them artificial intelligence, right? So now you can at high level understand what is AI and all that. So coming to the other thing, life cycle of data science project. I think life cycle of data science project at high level, maybe for deep learning and NLP related project, this things may not be very mostly this is for machine learning related project if you have, but this course is mostly related to advanced. So this particular times 10%, 60, 70 may not be true here. So I'll be showing in this particular diagram. So respective of it is a deep learning, NLP or machine learning project, or any AI project, if it is like as a data scientist, when you deal with any project, this is the life cycle. So you start with a problem statement or business understanding and then go to data acquisition and understanding. Here we will be doing data collection. We will pull the data. For us, data is our everything. The input is data. Everything that we will build is on top of data. So data acquisition is nothing but data collection. So data can be of different varieties. Sometimes it can be text available in web. You have to apply web scrolling, web scraping, which you will be learning in this course. To pull the data, sometimes it will be in database, sometimes it will be in semi-structure format. You have to pull your data and then you have to clean your data. You have to pre-process outliers, visualization, missing value, all these things you have to do. After you clean your data, then you will do model building. So this is the second step, model building. So in model building, you can apply feature engineering, model training, evaluation. There are three steps. In modeling, you can apply either deep learning or ML or combination of both, right? That we will be learning, right? And then after model building, you will be, if your customer is saying yes, it's satisfied with the accuracy, with the evaluation, if he is satisfied, you'll be going for deployment. So in model deployment, you'll be deploying your model maybe in cloud sometimes, or maybe in Flask or kind of GUI you will be creating using Django or something, or sometimes you will be pushing it to cloud, right? So this is deployment phase, and then customer will start using it. So this is a complete life cycle in more detail. If you go to the recording of last class, I have explained each step in more detail, but this is just a summary. This is what business understanding, data acquisition, and data pre-processing, modeling, and then deployment. Okay, so once the model deployment and everything is done, the model life cycle is completed, then basically what skills make a data scientist, right? If your goal is to come to data science from any field, if you want to come to data science field, what all are the skill set you need? So that's the reason I explained you the project. So any company you join as a data scientist, you are an individual contributor. So most of the project you have to handle by yourself. It is very rare that you will work in a collaborative project where there will be huge team like 10, 15, 20, 30 members. It's not like that. Mostly not similar to project like software engineering, agile, and scrum, whatever we are doing, waterfall model. It has its own life cycle. I already described you. Every data science project has to go through all of this life cycle. So as an individual contributor, you should be very strong. You should be a person who should be very strong in data collection, data pre-processing, deployment, modeling, everything. So we'll discuss one by one. So to collect the data, right? To collect the data collection, data can be of any type, semi-structured, unstructured, or structured. So structured data means database. You know what is structured data, SQL and other knowledges are required. But again, people will divert the topics, not teaching you much details about data science. They will spend like half of the time teaching SQL that is not needed for a data scientist. How much SQL, how much database knowledge is required is just to pull the data, or kind of very very simple filter operation, where clause or select operation. Very simple basic understanding about SQL and basic understanding about no SQL. Sometimes if it is big data, then if it is stored in MongoDB or HBase something, so you need to just need a very basic knowledge about collecting data. And then if it is semi-structured, like XML, JSON, CSV format, Excel format, I think pandas, Python pandas will help you collecting the data. If it is web, like text data, web scraping, we will be learning web scraping in the advanced course. So all of this SQL, NoSQL, pandas, beautiful soup, Selenium, Spark, AWS, everything is needed for collecting the data. Basic understanding, not advanced. Just your intention is to pull the data. That much is what you need to understand. So once you are collecting the data, then the second step is pre-processing. In the pre-processing, mostly you'll be dealing with Python libraries, because mostly this course is designed for Python. If it is, let's say, it's image data, unstructured data, video, image, or text data, then we will be using, mostly this course is for image, video, and text data. If it is semi-structured data, let's say Excel, CSV, I think the first course, intermediate course, will help you to process semi-structured data. This advanced course will help you to process any kind of unstructured data. If it is image, video, or NLP or text data, you have to use libraries like PyTorch, Keras, and then image processing libraries like OpenCV, Matplotlib, Seaborn, Gensim, Spacy. Everything we will be learning, pandas and everything, to process or to clean our data. So when I'm saying process or clean, we will be doing visualization, we'll be selecting the features, and then outlier detection. All of these things will be doing using all of these tools. Again, we will discuss. So I'm just introducing you to the topic so that you yourself can understand, to become a data scientist, what all skill sets are required and what should be included in the syllabus, right? So you understood data collection, and again, this course will help you how to collect unstructured data. So the advanced course is totally focused everything about unstructured data. The intermediate course is totally focused everything about semi-structured data. So in the advanced course, we'll be learning all your data that we are using will be unstructured. We'll go to web, we'll collect the data which is in text format. We will process some of the images which are in image format. So the data or the project that we'll be doing here, everything is unstructured. So we'll understand how to collect unstructured data, how to process unstructured data, and then finally building model. So once I have cleaned my data, I can use deep learning. Basically, I'm not using machine learning in advance. I'll be using deep learning algorithm. Will be learning ANN, CNN, LSTM, many deep learning models. And similarly in NLP also will be learning some of the modeling techniques. So using all of those techniques, how to build model, right? So that is what we will learn in the third step, because that is the life cycle of a data science project. And the libraries will be learning in PyTorch, TensorFlow, Keras, sklearn, NumPy, NLTK, Spacy and all that. Then after model building, model deployment, for model deployment, mostly it is depending on the company. Most of the time it is not our job to deploy the model. Just we can like simple pushing the models into AWS is okay. But if it is a full-fledged product, a data scientist cannot be very expert in web development side. That's a Python web developers task. They will take our code, and there will be experts who do very nice coding in the web development side. They know the web framework. They have very good knowledge in HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and then you have uh, React, and then they are very efficient in Django, Flask. They are very efficient, very expert in databases. And people who are very expert in, let's say, AWS side, AWS certified data engineers will be there in your company, will be taking your model. And it's not one time deployment, right? It's like deploying and maintaining the model. Something happening to the model, let's say the server is down, the cloud is not working, the server is crashed, the some problem in the GUI, who will maintain that? It's not only deploying once and done. It's like your customer giving continuous support to your customer. So mostly 90% of the time, according to my experience, I already went to 5 different domain, 5 different company. As a data scientist, I have worked starting from investment bank, finance, to healthcare, to manufacturing. And from my experience and from my friends experience, I can tell you, even if it is a very small company, let's say startup, then only it is expected from a data scientist to deploy and maintain. But most of the time in big companies and middle range company, you have a separate team, because as a data scientist, web development is not your core area, right? You cannot be master of everything. So that's a completely deployment is taken care by another team. Till model building and evaluation you have to do. After you get a buy-in or yes from the client, the model will be deployed and maintained by other team, right? So this is what is the life cycle. um, Now there are some terms like data analyst, data engineer, data scientist. I know if you understand the life cycle, you yourself will be very clear who is a data scientist. A person who have a skill set to data, to collect the data, to clean the data, to build the model, to deploy the model somehow, not in detail, not expert. Nobody is expecting expert knowledge in deployment, but at least still model building, you should be an individual contributor. And not only that, a storyteller, a very good communicator, intermediator between the stakeholder and the leadership team. I mean, you are a very important resource for a company, right? Revenue generator team. Based on your insights, based on your results, the leadership team is going to take a very high level of decisions. So their decision making is dependent on your results. So you are a data scientist. Now coming to other jargons like data analyst and data engineer, these are very confusing. Many of you will be confused between data scientist, data engineer, and data analyst. Everything is data. So you will be applying for those roles. But honestly, these are completely three different roles. Some of the skill sets are definitely merging, like intersection if you take common across all of this. But these are three different track. Nothing is common in it. Like few skill sets are common, but this is one track, this is another track, this is another track. This data analyst is the track best suited for somebody who is fresher, completely in, let's say, first year, second year in BTech, and wants to join as a data scientist. You can take this course. Data science is the superset. If you know data science, definitely you can crack any interview of data analyst if you learn some additional thing which you already know. Like with data scientist, data science course, if you learn, let's say, SQL in a little high level, and let's say you learn another programming language, Python, anyway you will learn here also. uh, Along with Python, let's say SQL and data science, let's say you have learned Tableau, or let's say any other BI tools, you can apply for data analyst also. So what I mean to say is if you take this data science course, you are fit for both data analyst and data science related positions. Data science directly you can apply after taking this course. Data analyst you have to learn Tableau and SQL with that skill set, and I am assuming you know Excel and PPT presentation. That is, I think you know, everybody knows. So apart from Excel and PPT, if you are expert in SQL, Tableau, and you know machine learning a bit, and like whatever you are learning in data science, intermediate is sufficient for applying both data analyst and data science. If you are getting data analyst and if you are a fresher, go for it. Do not wait for data science jobs. Why I'm saying, because once you are working as a data analyst for 1 or 2 years, you can very easily, it will be a very smooth transition from data analyst to data scientist. You internally you can change, right? But let's say you are in a position like 5 years, 8 years, 10 years, 15 years in your career, obviously you cannot go back for data analyst. Mostly it's a very basic level of role, so you should be trying for data scientist or data engineering kind of domain. So these are the two fields for experienced people. But don't think if you are a fresher you cannot apply. Nowadays freshers are also been taken, but as I'm saying, smooth transition will be data analyst to data scientist for freshers. But if you are a like experienced person, like 5 years, 6 years, 7 year, 8 year, data engineering and data scientist, these are the two things that you should apply for, not data analyst. Data engineering, if you are a pro people who love to code, you are a software engineer, computer scientist, you have done your BTech in computer science, you are very very good in Java, you are very good in Scala, very good in Python, you are expert in big data ecosystem, Spark, Hadoop, Storm, HBase, MongoDB, Hive, SQL, everything expert. It's not like not just knowing, expert in all of those things. You are a quick learner. Let's say today Apache Spark is there, 3 version is there, tomorrow 3.2 is coming, every month it is changing, big data tools, every month ETL tools are changing. If you're a quick learner, you're good to adapt, then I think data engineering is the field for you. But if you are a person who has a great love for math and statistics, if you are a person who is again a learner but in a research oriented line, if you want to kind of take your career into, and you are a kind of mostly you are passionate about math, coding is obviously important in data science also. But more than learning tool, if you are a person who love to learn concepts, not tool based but concept based learning, if you want to do, then I think data science is the field. It's a research oriented field, very 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 vast. I try to complete most of the things in this 3 months course, but 3 to 4 months course. But honestly speaking, if you give me 1 year also, I can teach data science and still it will be not completed. Some of the topics I have to leave. It is a ocean, because I told you artificial intelligence, every part of it is a ocean. Machine learning somebody can teach for 3 months, deep learning somebody can teach for 6 months, NLP somebody can teach for another 6 months. Each thing, information retrieval I can teach you for 4 months, bioinformatics I can teach you for another 6 months. So everything is like a ocean, and it is not expected from you to know everything in the interview. What they are expecting is one algorithm also. If you are writing, how depth you know about that algorithm. The width is not important, the depth is important to crack the interviews, because it's not like touching the surface, right? It is about how detail about that algorithm you know. Data science interviews are very, they will grill you like anything. They will try to understand whether you're a person who can copy paste code from internet, or you are a person who can really understand the logic, the math behind every algorithm. You are an analyzer, you're a like what about your analytical skill set? Let's say tomorrow if you are given a new problem with a new logic, can you implement by your own, right? Those kind of thing they will check. So it is very important for anybody to kind of understand the math, the logic, everything. What I mean to say is covering so many just to attract you, just to write so many topics. Just I can introduce so many topics. Just I will write the headings and just give you the definition and I'll tell you done, but it is not going to help you cracking interviews. According to my experience, you write three algorithms, that is okay. You can directly tell them, I don't know, I know ANN, CNN, RNN, I don't know LSTM, GAN, reinforcement and all that. I'm learning, I will learn. But whatever you're telling, you know, you should be done. Like that should be a tick mark. Anything they are asking, you should be able to explain, and with project experience, right? It's not like you learn yourself, you have not implemented in real time project, then your CV will not be shortlisted. With project experience, right? So that is what the intention of this course. Whatever I teach, I go very in depth. Whatever I don't teach, I don't teach, and I'm honest about it. I will tell you the paths. These are the things we are not covering. Maybe if you go for the next course, or maybe in the deep learning specialization course, will be covering all of these topics. So that is what it is. So I think I gave you a brief introduction about everything. So now we will go to the topics, like the advanced course syllabus will be discussing in detail. What we have seen so far is basically what is a data science life cycle looking like, who is a data scientist, what all are the skill sets expected. There are three things: data analyst or business analyst, data engineer, data scientist. What is the difference between them? And where you fit, right? If you are a person experienced fresher, where you fit, and like what all are the speciality of uh, each and every particular role. All of these three roles are high on demand. This is the next future, right? So now coming to the data science advanced syllabus, the syllabus that I have given for previous batch is different than what I'm going to give in the new batch. I'm revising, right? So Apache Spark is excluded. I'm not teaching Apache Spark in this advanced course. Was teaching, but mostly instead of, what I felt is there are so many deep learning algorithm, and time is not there, so I have given more focused. This is the summary basically, and in detail you can find in the note. Topic names I have written, but it's not in a structured way. I can share the latest syllabus by end of today. So advanced data science is basically divided into two parts. One is deep learning and NLP. So these are the two things that you will find yourself expert in. When you join this course, you have zero knowledge. After taking this course, you can tell yourself expert in deep learning and NLP. Whatever topic we are covering, we are going very, very detailed about everything, about math, about logic, about project implementation. Every concept has a project. Every concept has a project associated with it. So it will be very in detail. So what I'm covering in deep learning at a very high level, I'm telling, but in detail, one and every topic you can find in the syllabus I have mentioned. In deep learning, we are starting with the tensors, what is NumPy, arrays, and then, yeah, before I go into the syllabus, one of the prerequisite for taking advanced syllabus is Python. So Python is required. So I know most of you may not be having experience in Python. So you can take the recordings, my recordings of intermediate batch, or you can attend Durga sir's live Python class, where Durga sir is giving YouTube live Python class, you can take, or the videos you can take from my previous batch. And that is a prerequisite. And I think the basic Python knowledge is required. Because of lack of time, I'm not teaching Python here, but if you don't know Python, take the recordings, learn Python yourself, and then you can understand everything. So from day one, we will be starting with NumPy, and then it's a module, linear algebra module, tensors and linear algebra. I will brush up your math skills before you go into the topic. I'll tell you what is matrix factorization, what is a derivative, basic linear algebra we will brush up, and also we will code it, how to code all of those things using tensors. And tensor is the basic building block for PyTorch or many other libraries, TensorFlow, right? So we'll be discussing a detail about tensors and operations, what all different linear algebra operations we can perform using NumPy, arrays, and tensors. Okay, once that is clear, then we'll be going for ANN, artificial neural network. This is one of the deep learning algorithm. CNN, convolutional neural network. RNN, recurrent neural network, followed by LSTM, right? So these are the four deep learning module we will be completing. For ANN, we'll be implementing one project. For CNN, we will be building an image classifier. For RNN and LSTM, the third project is a time series project. We'll be predicting something based on time series data. So one is from image data, one is from time series data, and one is from regression data. So three projects will be doing where we will be implementing all of this four algorithm. And for image data, as the data is image, I'll also give you an introductory idea about OpenCV, how to do image processing, the color mappings, how to resize your image, flip your image, read your image, how to blur, what are different filters you can apply to your image, how to smooth your image, morphological transformation, basic idea about image processing we will discuss, and then OpenCV we will discuss, and then using Keras and PyTorch, the major libraries we will be covering in this deep learning course is Keras and PyTorch. Using PyTorch and Keras, we'll be implementing ANN, CNN, RNN, and LSTM. First, what is the approach? Step number one is understand the logic. Logic means every tit by tit derivative math, everything about that particular algorithm. Step number two is implement that in a coding section. So coding is very important as compare as like how much it is the theory, the same amount we will be spending in coding. We'll be using PyTorch and Keras for coding, Python, PyTorch, Keras, and then concept we'll be discussing. And then coding section is nothing but project. We'll be implementing whatever we have learned in the project. So that is about deep learning. That's the first section. The second section of the course will make you very good, it will give you very good understanding about text data or NLP, which is the next future. If I stand here and tell you, so you only ask yourself, if you go to internet, which kind of data you think is present at high in high amount of time, amount of quantity. Obviously it is text data. Nowadays most of the data is either video or images or text data. Unstructured data is what is 60-70% of the data what we find in internet is unstructured data. Very hardly you will find semi-structured data, right? We write reviews, we see videos, we write comments going to YouTube and other, we write comments, we write feedbacks, we give reviews, we write blogs, we write articles, we see videos. Everything that we are doing is unstructured. So that's why this advanced course will make you expert how to handle your unstructured data. So coming to NLP, it's the next future after 5 years. If you see the research going on in artificial intelligence, NLP is the hot domain. Every research, every new algorithm has been developed is with respect to NLP. So this is the hot skill nowadays. Trust me, this is the hot skill. Down the line 5 years, NLP engineers are the most highly paid data scientists you can see, right? So NLP, we will be learning web scraping, web crawling, using Beautiful Soup. Selenium will be going to web, and we will be pulling the reviews, right? We'll be pulling the comments, and then using those comments, we'll be building a sentiment analysis. We'll be doing, that's the first project. The first project of NLP is sentiment analysis using naive-Bayes algorithm. We will be understanding the algorithm also, which is a machine learning algorithm using naive-Bayes algorithm and the deep learning models, and collecting the data from web. Will be building a sentiment analyzer. We will also understand what is regular expression, what is chunking, what is part of speech, right? What is word embedding, right? What to vec model, globe model, Tisney, TF-IDF, all of these concepts will be learning, and then that concept will be building the fifth project, that is recommendation engine. So one project is sentiment analysis, second project is recommendation engine, third project is image classifier, fourth project is time series. In the time series project, I'll give you, along with RNN LSTM, I'll give you some basic time series like smoothing, exponential smoothing, Holt-Winter method. From the time series algorithm we'll be discussing. Fifth project is your ANN, regression based model. So in total, this is what you will be getting, and also will be very expert in NLTK, Gensim, SPACY. These are the libraries of NLP. So after taking this course, you can write, and I'm assuming you have understanding about machine learning. If you don't have understanding about statistics and machine learning, I will recommend you can join my intermediate batch. I think after 5 to 10 days in the morning time, we are going to start intermediate batch. Exactly after 6:30, your batch is over. The intermediate new batch will start. So in that new batch, what you will learn is machine learning, that is mostly focused on statistics and machine learning along with Python. So along with Python, visualization, So in the intermediate, the focus is Python, visualization, machine learning, and statistics. In advanced, the focus is deep learning and NLP. So this is a complete package. After completing this entire course, you start your journey from zero, you don't know anything, and then you complete everything. You can showcase 5-year plus experience in your resume, and I can bet you you will clarify, you will clear all the interviews by writing 5-year experience, because you are getting 5 projects here, there 3 projects, in total 8 projects you are practicing, hundreds of 100 plus questions, assignments, resume preparation, interview questions, recordings, everything is available. So it's my 35 batch, so everything is available. It's very structured. So this is what it is. So who can take this advanced course? So let's say you are a person who has no idea. Let's say you have beginner zero idea about anything. If you know Python, you can join advanced. There is no relation of machine learning and statistics with advanced. And I'm not lying. You can see the syllabus. If you know where we are using machine learning here and know where we are using statistics here. So unstructured data has a completely different way how we will process and how we will, if it is an image data, mostly you'll have to understand image processing, not the traditional statistics methods we can apply here. So the unstructured data pre-processing is completely different than how we are pre-processing our semi-structured data, that is intermediate course machine learning, right? So if you are a completely new person who has no idea about anything, you can definitely enroll for advanced, but you should take the recordings of intermediate batch and go through the recordings and make yourself comfortable in Python. Python is the only requirement. So once you have learned and you know already Python, you can directly enroll. Except Python, nothing else is expected. This this advanced batch is mostly, it is you can consider 1.5 plus 1.5 months to 2 months it will take. And yeah, so that is what anybody can enroll for this advanced, provided you know Python. If you don't know Python, go for Python recordings, understand, and then we will start with this. Advanced is parallel to intermediate, nothing is dependent on each other. Intermediate is different, advanced is different, the topics are different. Intermediate is focused on, main focus area is machine learning and statistics. Advanced main focus area is deep learning and NLP. Not even a single topic is repeated, so it's a continuation. So what you can do is you can enroll for advance, and if you want to complete, you, if your intention is to complete this entire series of 3-4 months, you enroll now, because we are starting new batch from tomorrow onwards. 6:30 a.m. IST is the timing. Morning 6:30 a.m. IST is the timing. So you can enroll for the advance, and after 10-15 days, once the recent batch is finished, at 7:30 a.m. IST, you can join the intermediate, where you can also learn machine learning and statistics. So you complete this, you are a data scientist who can actually take any variety of data, no matter what variety. Text data you can handle, image data, video data, unstructured data, semi-structured data, any data you can handle after taking this course, right? Any data you can handle. And if it is semi-structured data, you have a range of algorithm, not only machine learning. You can try deep learning, machine learning, whichever is best, that model you can implement finally, right? So this is what is all about the course. I will, and yes, one more thing I just want to announce, though the syllabus and everything I have not created, but next Sunday onwards, next weekend onwards, I am starting machine learning and deep learning project batch. Batch means what? Definitely in this course, you are getting 5 projects, but as I said, topic is huge. The more we will practice, the more we will get. With very, like, you can, let's say, after taking this, projects are totally based on concept. One project we will be learning about how to treat outlier based project, fraud detection, mostly for banking. One weekend we will be focusing on healthcare related projects, let's say something related to image, or let's say deep learning based project. So there will be different varieties of project. The entire syllabus I will share, which all projects will be doing. And if you want to do some additional project along with this, you can join the weekend batch. It's a 3-hour coding session, live coding. I will You will be coding along with me. You will be building one complete machine learning and deep learning model uh, with me, right? So this is like a separate thing, but that is for everyone who wants to practice extra projects, because more projects you practice, more projects you can write in your resume. And as this is a group class, I cannot generalize the, like I have to generalize the projects. In that class it will be domain specific. Let's say some fraud detection related project, mostly banking, some projects from deep learning, some projects from NLP side, multilingual sentiment classifier, tesseract OCR kind of model, right? Image classification related projects. From every domain, from every concept, we'll try to do projects. Each weekend one project will be finishing. That's a separate thing. You can join, you can register for that project, and it's a live session. In front of you we will download the data, from data collection to model deployment, everything line by line we will do, and we'll complete that project. End of the project I'll help you how you can write that project in your resume. The writings is very important. You have done that project, you want to add that project in your resume. Let's say one is brilliant pricing, one project that we have done. Don't think all of the projects, most of the projects will be from public data, but many projects will be from my own experience. Brilliant pricing is my own project, competitive intelligence is my own project, self demand forecasting, many projects I will be giving you from my own experience. So brilliant pricing we have completed in that weekend session. At the end of the class I'll share the writings, how you can write the brilliant pricing project in your resume, so that it can help you, right, for cracking interviews. And quizzes are present, so it's a full hands-on session. As I said, quizzes will be there. So every Friday, once we complete one topic, let's say ANN we have completed, for ANN we will have interview questions. Basically I will share, and based on assignments and interview questions there will be quiz. It's a live quiz. Whoever I'll be sharing the questions, you have to tell me the codes. So total there are 4 to 5 quizzes that we can do. Assignments you can practice, projects are there, so it's a complete thing. Okay, so I will pause here, and if you have any doubt we can discuss that. Project batch I'm starting next weekend onwards, next Saturday onwards project batch will be starting. Timing, and I will give you complete description about the projects, because you can choose which project, because all projects may not be good for everyone, right? So what I will give you is the name of the project, what is that project for, that project is good for which kind of domain, and what all concepts you will be learning from that project. Let's say one project is fraud detection, that is the heading, and the objective of that project is from transaction, bank transaction, you want to detect the fraud transaction. And the concept that we will be learning is class imbalance, which is a very great challenging problem in machine learning and deep learning. So what is class imbalance, which all technique you will be learning, many things in the project you will learn newly that I am not completing in the syllabus, because as I said it's huge, I cannot complete everything. So in the project you will learn class imbalance. If the data is class imbalance, how to deal. Second project, let's say, is outlier based, a proactive maintenance project, right? So in that project, you will be learning about outlier detection. 10 or 15 algorithms from outlier detection will be implementing in that project. Another project, somebody is new, so that they want to kind of learn any of the deep learning model, let's say image classifier. I'll take you through the CNN algorithm, and then we will build an image classifier, mostly useful for computer vision related area. So the projects are mixed. Some projects are intermediate, some projects are advanced, some projects are domain specific. So based on what you need, you can enroll. Okay. So I'll give you a complete list. Almost 20-25 projects will be doing. Okay, so the fee for weekend project, that is not yet decided. I think DurgaSoft will release that content, project description, fees, everything. It is a per project basis, it's not everything. So it's a per project basis, because I don't want to force everybody to join all the projects. Whatever is needed, you can pay less and join for only 1 or 2 project, if that is your interest area, right? So it will be per project basis. And yes, the fees and everything we will discuss. I mean, Durgasoft can share the details about it. Yes, you can do all of the projects. So it is a weekend session. Along with me, you will code. It's a live session. So it's not like I will be taking you through the code. You will be coding in front of me. Any doubt, any queries, every line by line doubt you will ask me. I will explain, and then we will move to the next coding and so on. And before you join to the coding session, I will be sharing a recording using which you can install all of the prerequisites. I don't want to waste time in installation softwares, so you have to go through the recording shared by me to install everything. For example, for deep learning you need PyTorch, you need Keras, right? Some of the libraries which you need for OpenCV and all. If you're taking my advanced course, everything will be there, but for new joiners, you go through that and you install everything. Make sure your system is ready before you join for the course, project course. And once you are joining the project sessions, we will start from coding. Okay. Yes. So according to me, as I said, it's a complete package. Basically, this is one course only. But if I tell you this course is for 4 months, many people, I think it depends on somebody's choice also, right? You may be some fresher level, you don't need some advanced deep learning, and maybe you are in a position to decide whether AI is a good domain or not. So that's why I don't want to force everyone to join for this entire 4 months. So I have split it. Sometimes you have a doubt respect to the teacher's quality and the teaching quality, so you don't want to take the entire course. You want to see how the teacher is teaching and concepts in the intermediate, and if you're finding good, then only you want to enroll for advanced, or advanced and then intermediate. So that's why it is split into two parts. But if you ask me, this is actually one course. So this intermediate and advanced is actually one course, that is data science course, right, which will take you from zero level and teach you Python, and then visualization, then statistics, then machine learning, then deep learning, and then NLP, and take you from zero level to 5 year plus experience level. So this is one course. So I will definitely recommend everyone who, if you are serious about coming to data science, to take this entire course, because every topic is important. Deep learning is important. Without deep learning, you cannot crack interviews. NLP is important. Machine learning is important, statistics is important, visualization is important, Python is important. Everything in this entire course, whatever we are covering, is important. Yes, you can take intermediate and then you can take advanced. And then one more thing I just want to tell you. So the projects that we are covering in the project batch is completely different than what we are taking here. So don't think the same 5 projects again I will give in the weekend. No. So why I am doing this, because I know many of the students requested me for additional project practice because of time, and we have very lot much of topic to cover. We can complete only 3 or 4 projects in a 2 months duration, right? So these projects are different than what we practice there. And I like, so these are different set of projects, and you can see the project names and then you can decide, right? So yes, you can enroll for everything that you want, DLML, along with weekend sessions. So if you can give some 3-4 month time, uh, I can bet you, if you join everything, after 3 to 4 months, you yourself will be in a position to write 10 to 15 to 20 projects in your resume, and you can crack any coding test. Project is very important to practice, because nowadays I can show you my Gmail ID to show you a few of my students experience, my own experience. Even though for me, for experience level also, staff data scientist kind of role, also coding is the first level of interview. Coding is the first level of round nowadays. Irrespective of which company you are joining, start a very good, intermediate, very bad, whatever company you are joining, without testing your coding skill, nobody is taking you. So coding is mostly, sometimes it is data science based project coding, or sometimes it is simple Python data structure coding. So so project practice, the more and more theory is important, and I can guarantee, if you attend my classes, theory you will 100% understand, and it is detailed. Practice is what you are lacking. So the main reason of not cracking interview, I'll tell you two things. One is lack of project you have practiced, project you have not practiced. Second thing is, the way you are explaining your projects are not accurate. You're not a good explainer. Whatever you have done, you're not able to explain the interviewer, or the way you have written the projects in your resume are not correct, right? Or you have, sometimes most of the people copy paste projects from internet and write resumes. So we are like, the interviewer is smart enough to know that it is a fake resume, you have not really done it. So that's the main problem, two things for which most of the people are not able to crack interviews. Coding, nobody can help you. Your own practice can only help you to crack coding test, but at least I can help you cracking the face-to-face resume preparation step. Because if you practice project and if I tell you how to write project and how to explain project, there is no one who can stop you cracking the interviews. Okay, sure. So definitely Durga sir batch, you can learn Python, core Python you can take from Durga sir, right? And then you can directly jump into data science. Advanced you can take and intermediate and like machine learning and statistics. If you really want to take that, you can take after 10-15 days when we start a new batch. Okay, no problem. So any specific doubt you people want to ask? Any doubt? Mostly Python, yes. Python is the language for everything. So yes, coding test is based on Python. So let me share some of my notes. I give JP Morgan very good companies coding test questions. Along with that, some assignments. So let me share some of the notes, right? If you're joining for advanced, which kind of notes we will be discussing, right? That will help you to understand the depth, how much depth we are going. So I just want to upload, just let me give me 2 minutes time. Let me download. Okay. In the meantime, I'm downloading. I can answer if you have any more queries. Any doubts? Okay, so this is ANN note, right? The first deep learning note. So this is like one note. So you can see this is very, very detailed. First, we are discussing the math, right? To understand the concept, talking about derivatives and everything. So I have iPad stylus. I can write this kind of notes you will be getting. Along with that, in the class I'll be writing. So it's not like only PPTs. I don't have any PPT. Everything is in this format, and the coding will be notebooks. So all the things, and then derivative of each, and let's say this is your gradient descent, right? Cost function, and then we will discuss about the derivative of gradient descent, right? Cost function, how to derive. So you can see everything is very detailed, followed by a different. I have not even written all of those things, but so I can give you one thing. So once this is today's session, and once the demo is finished, sorry, once the course is finished, you open the syllabus line by line, word by word, every topic will be covered. Not even a single topic will be skipped. Whatever we are discussing, everything, whatever is mentioned in the syllabus, it's not like we will just touch the surface. So this is ANN. So just I have written ANN, but inside that, so many things. What is direct gradient descent? What is cross entropy? What is softmax? What is the derivative of that? What is ANN? What is perceptron? What is back propagation? What is feed forward? So many things. It will take almost like 8-9 hours to explain one particular algorithm in deep learning, because it is huge. What is epoch batch size? So what is momentum? What is stochastic based gradient descent? What is momentum based gradient descent? Right? Vanishing gradient problem. What is that? So this is one algorithm how we are discussing this much, how in depth the theory is, and the same in depth the coding is also. Momentum based gradient descent, you can see everything in detailed way. Disadvantage, right? So this ends your one algorithm, that is ANN, right? So for one algorithm, this much of theory. Okay. So yeah, so the suggest sequence how to learn full AI. So this is what my sequence. I have prepared the syllabus in sequence. Learn Python first, and then go for visualization. Learn the statistics, and then the machine learning, then the deep learning, and then the NLP. Then practice, 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 practice. Stop learning here and practice project, project, project. Once you have completed these things, then you go for the next level. That is We are also starting a deep learning computer vision with Python course. I don't want to tell you confuse you telling so many course name, but I think this course is very good, intermediate and advanced for everyone who wants to join as a data scientist. Some people are already PhDs or MTechs. They want to go in a very specific direction. They don't want to go in data science. They want to become a computer vision engineer. Mostly for them, deep learning is what important. So in that specialization course, we'll be discussing next set of algorithms, CNN, LXNet, LENet, and then BERT modeling, reinforcement learning, right? So all of those things we will be discussing. So that's a different track, but that is not recommended for you because most of you are new joiners, right? That is for somebody who already taken my advance and want to see a expert in deep learning. You want to complete the expert. The sequence to complete this entire thing is you take either advanced first or intermediate, but you have to complete both of the courses after you know Python and then practice project. That is the sequence. Yes, so if your Python is in progress, the basic Python is needed. So let me tell you what is basic Python means. You just have to know how to print something in Python, variables, and then loops, while loop, for loop, if loop, right? And functions and data structure, list, tuples, and dictionary. You are good. Then you can join this intermediate or advanced. This is what is needed. uh, Rest all things you can learn later, but this much is basic things are needed to understand, because the first day one only I'll start coding after teaching you, let's say 10. So it's not like only theory, right? Let's say derivative. I told you the derivative, how to find. I have to code and show you in coding using TensorFlow, using PyTorch, how to find a derivative of any function. In that case, I will be using basic Python. So if you know list, you know tuple, you know set, dictionary, functions, if else, variable, you are good. You can understand all the codes. I think that is 1 or 2 hour if you spend. Python course is everywhere. It is available in YouTube. Even you can take my own intermediate batch recordings and then you can join for advanced. Yes, the intermediate batch definitely will get. So now we are running two intermediate batch. One is evening 8:30 p.m. So you can enroll for 8:30 p.m. But I need to be honest. In the evening 8:30 p.m. batch, it is a fresh batch. Last week we have started. So you can enroll now also if you want to take intermediate and advanced. What we have covered is basic Python. We already covered. Honestly, like the basic part is already covered. What I said, list, tuple, set, dictionary, and the while loop, for loop, but the important parts are still there, right? NumPy, pandas, data visualization, statistics, machine learning. We have not started anything. So evening 8:30 p.m. batch is a completely fresh batch you can take. Only 2 hours content is covered. I can take a recovery class, no problem. Maybe is one weekend we can connect and I can complete the basic Python, and you can join immediately 8:30 p.m. IST, Monday to Friday. The intermediate course just we started, and the morning 6:30 a.m. In advance you can join, which is completely fresh. Nothing is started from tomorrow onwards. We're going to start. Okay, but if you want to take one after another, then you can wait for some days, maybe 10-15 days. A new intermediate batch will start morning 7:30 a.m. IST. That time you can join. Core Python batch timing. So basically, I see my focus area is data science. My focus area is not Python, so I don't focus much on Python. I give more importance to my core areas like statistics and machine learning. If you are joining advanced batch also, like not advanced, sorry, my intermediate data science batch, Python I will try to finish quick with the core Python, and then advanced Python I give some time. Pandas, Seaborn, Matplotlib, we will give time and complete very nicely in detail, which is there. We have not started in the evening batch, but after that, statistics and machine learning, 80% of the time, let's say 1.5 months. So you can expect 1 month is completely dedicated to statistics and machine learning. Because what I want is once you complete the course, you should tell I'm expert in statistics and machine learning, right? So 1 month time is dedicated to machine learning and statistics. 15 days time is kind of course preparation time. So that is dedicated to Python core and Python advanced. That's how it is splitted. So evening most, then Rohit, please join the evening batch. Please do not miss because it's a fresh batch. I can take recovery class for Python core, and you can join Durga sir's batch also, live batch. No problem. Basic Python is very, very simple concepts, variable functions, nothing is there. So only 1 or 2 hour if I can connect with you, all the class recovery I can give you. But the advanced Python we have not started in the 8:30 p.m. batch. Pandas is there, Seaborn is there, Matplotlib is there, project visualization project is there, statistics is there, machine learning is there, everything you can understand. So you can enroll, do not miss further classes because it's already started. So you can enroll, and Monday onwards you can start attending intermediate course 8:30 p.m. IST. Okay, Rohit. Okay, so that's the thing. And for advanced course you can enroll, and tomorrow onwards we are starting, Monday onwards we are starting the advanced batch. So I think we are good, right? Any other doubts you have? Any specific doubts? Fee structure, each course fee structure is I think if you are enrolling for both intermediate and advanced, which is a 4 month course, I think it is 25K. And if you are joining one by one, I think each course is 15K. So intermediate is 15, advanced is 15. 2 months, 2 months, almost 4 months. And yeah, so that's how it is, the fee structure. And more detail I think Durga Soft can give you. And please tell me again, fresh new batch timing machine learning, because yeah, fresh batch timing machine learning. Okay, so if you are a person who have zero idea, okay, you are scared that some concept has been covered, please wait for 15 days. We are starting new intermediate batch, let's say mid of next month, September 10 onwards, September 10 or 15, during that time we'll be starting. Okay, so intermediate fresh morning batch, that will be morning 7:30. But the evening batch is also fresh, only core Python like data structures and variable functions has been covered. And I can take recovery class if evening time is suitable for you. Do not miss any further class and join intermediate evening batch immediately, so that I can take recovery class, or half an hour before you can join at 8 p.m. I can take 2 3 days. If I take class, all the concepts whatever has been covered, I will take recovery class, and then you can understand, because most of the important topics of Python, machine learning, statistics, nothing we have started. The batch started has been started last Wednesday, Friday, I think 2 3 classes only has been covered in the 8:30 p.m. batch. Job opportunity, I no need to tell you, Suresh, you know how demand this data analytics is nowadays. So I think it's hot cake. So just like how skilled you are. So if you are skilled, companies will run after you. Yes, you will get recordings, every class recordings you will get. Okay. Okay. If you don't have any doubt, we can, I can drop up. Like, we are all good. Sure. Definitely. No problem. So yeah, if you know a basic idea about Python, no, like what I will do is quickly tomorrow, right? When we join tomorrow, I will take you quickly through the maybe 1 or 2 class I can give for Python, so that you will feel comfortable, right? And then we will start with the syllabus, tensors and linear algebra and all other things. Okay, thank you all. Pradeep, you want to ask something? You have raised hand. I think, yeah, we are all good. Okay, thank you all. Yes, Pradeep, math is not that much. Whatever is needed, we will be covering. So don't worry about math. You can see my notes. All the math I'm covering. So whatever is needed, I will be covering. So don't worry anything. Just enroll. All the maths, whatever is needed, it's my responsibility to make you understand. And I will go in a process that you will understand. So math is important. we will be covering. Coding is also important. We will be practicing project. So it's a balanced course between math and coding. Project batch timing weekend, next weekend onwards. Timing mostly I will be mostly in the morning session, 8 to 10, something like that, 8 to 11 kind of. Uh, that is the timing. But let's see. I'm available evening as well. So let's see how we can do that. Okay, thank you all.